Hello there, my name is Lucas Goodman. So I will be talking about how to travel through Europe for 3 weeks while under $1,000. Essentially how to tour Europe as a broke college student. So an idea that I want to stress is life is too short to just live on without experiencing the world. So one thing I want to do is address how to just get that once you just get out there and live and explore and just, do what you want to do. One of those things being to get out and travel. Like what I did. I toured Europe for 3 weeks, under $1,000 with my best friend in the winter, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. And the things that I want to cover is 1, how to efficiently plan ahead of time, 2, how to manage oneself while traveling, and 3, some of the pros and cons that you'll have to face when traveling on this expedition. So a little advice on preparation is the time of year that you should travel. I was able to find the cheapest tickets during the winter time because a lot of people aren't traveling. It's more people travel most in the summer as opposed to the winter. So that was the cheapest tickets I could find. Also, another thing that you want to keep in mind is who you want to travel with. Something to consider is for 3 weeks you're going to be traveling and seeing the same person for extended periods of time, and the stakes are going to be really high. So I'd choose somebody who you're really close with, a best friend. I went with my best friend from high school, and even we had our moments where we were getting kind of sick of each other, but since we were fortunate enough to be close, it all ended up being fine. Some pre-planning stuff is I used Google Flights to find my flights because it gives a good list of just all the flights and the different airlines and what prices they have. So you want to keep in mind, and of course you want to get the cheapest flight for there and back. One way for either way is the best way to go. Another thing is just having connections, because you're not going to want to stay at places that are going to be cheap. For instance, you want to look at hostels and the different prices that they have, and also just couchsurfing.com is another good tool. You can just type in where you want to go, and some people, they'll give up their houses for you to stay in for free. So that's also pretty nice. And also just anyone you might know. I had friends in high school who lived in a lot of foreign countries, so we were fortunate enough they were nice enough to let us stay with them. So you never know who will let you into their house, and you never know who's out there and willing to help another traveler out. And another thing to cover is just what to pack. You're going to want to pack really light for a trip of this feat, because you're going to be jumping and traveling and just running around all over the place, and you don't want a big suitcase. You don't want any luggage. The idea of just backpacking, a big large backpack that's efficient to carry around, is the key for something like this. And money, like I said, the goal is to stay at a budget of $1,000. So, and also certain things that you can do, you can use certain exchange websites to see what different cities and different countries have and stuff like that. And so when I was out there in the world, a thing that we noticed is there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into a trip of this fashion, because you're not doing the traditional type of traveling. You're not staying in hotels. You're not renting a car or anything like that. You're completely on your own. And it takes a lot of sacrifice. And those things that you'll have to deal with is things like you'll have to be staying in really cheap hostels. You'll have to be starving yourself, like I did. There are days where I didn't eat at all. And also, you want to stay away from a lot of the tourism stuff. And for instance, you don't want to be buying souvenirs because that's just really expensive and stuff like that. And also transportation. There's certain ways that you can cheat the system that me and my friend found out. It's not necessarily legal, but you can find pretty cheap ways to get by on the subway. And on that note, you're going to be doing a lot of just very strenuous work, so you're going to be really tired on this trip, which kind of ties into the idea of sacrifice. You're going to be sacrificing yourself mentally and physically and emotionally. It's a pretty hefty trip, but it's all worth it because you experience a lot of crazy things that you've never seen before, which brings me up to, which makes me want to wrap it up now. There's a lot of world out there, and it's worth it to just get out there and experience it regardless of the demand that it entails. A big message that I want to evoke to you, the audience, is that, you know, you just got to make your lives extraordinary, because, yeah, just stuff like that. All right, well, that's all. Thank you.